If I had a dollar for every time somebody commented or complained about how Mac washes from the top down, I would be a thousandaire. But all joking aside, I'm going to walk you guys step by step through the process and why it really doesn't matter. And I know that there are going to be a handful of people, if not more, out there that are going to be complaining. Maybe some of these Facebook guys, or maybe some of these other YouTube guys, or maybe some old timers that have just never really done anything with themselves. And they're going to get all up in arms because I'm saying that it doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter. And I don't really care what you think. But the bottom line is you can't argue with science. You can't argue with common sense. But for everybody else, as you're watching Mac wash from the top down, let's get into it. So as Mac is washing from the top down, please watch, listen, and enjoy as I dispel one of the dumbest things that is taught in the pressure washing industry. Okay, so let's get started. And I feel obligated to say that before even starting the pressure washing process, a crucial step is the pre-inspection. Lots of ways to do this. You can do it with a pen and paper. You can do it with your phone. That's even better. Whatever it takes to document the property and any potential issues or liabilities that could be blamed on you. Tools like QuoteIQ not only are there to cover your ass, but also enable you to assess the condition of the house and determine the appropriate approach before you even start washing. And QuoteIQ is 50% off for the first 3 months. So if you want to get the pre-inspection form and a bunch of other great stuff, check that out. There is a link below. But during this stage, you're going to identify areas with heavy buildup, delicate surfaces that need to take extra care on, and potential challenges that might require a little something extra to get it done right. And by starting with a comprehensive pre-inspection, you're better equipped to plan your washing strategy, making the top-down approach even more effective. And also, if you're interested in learning more, check out How to Wash, the #1 selling pressure washing and soft washing training in the world. We cover everything you need for residential washing, equipment, chemicals, how to use them, how to mix the chemicals, what surfaces require what mix ratio, and of course, how to clean every surface from the roof to the ground. Link below, use promo code HBA to save $100 this week. Okay, so let's get into it. And I want to say that when you're applying your house wash mix from the top to the bottom, it's not just a practical choice. It's also scientifically grounded. When you're applying a solution from the top, it adheres to the laws of fluid dynamics. Now, this means that as the solution flows downward, it creates a uniform distribution over the entire surface, which ensures consistent coverage. Starting from the bottom could lead to uneven distribution, as the solution might drip or run off before fully interacting with the surface. So that chemical doesn't have a chance to get on there and do its job. But by adhering to the scientific principles I just talked about, you're optimizing the effectiveness of the cleaning solution, which means you aren't wasting chemical, you aren't wasting money, and it also makes the final results a hell of a lot better, which means happy customers. And that's what we ultimately want. Okay, so now I want you guys to think about this. I want you to imagine that you're washing the outside of a 2-story house, right? You're starting from the top, which allows obviously your mix to flow naturally downwards, effectively and efficiently cleaning all the dirt, dust, grime, killing the mold and mildew and all the other organics. And I want you to think about this. This is just how rainwater runs down the windows and the siding of every single house in the world. It starts up in the clouds and it falls down, right? Beginning at the top, all the way down, and then it hits the house. And all of the surfaces on your house, on every house ever constructed in the modern era, were designed with that in mind. They were designed basically to protect the house from rain. So top-down cleaning mimics the natural pattern and is actually the best way to do this, so you aren't forcing water upwards, which we all know is a bad thing. Again, common sense, right? Think about washing a section of vinyl siding. If you were to start from the bottom and work your way up, the dirty water would run down the siding, potentially leaving streaks and marks as a cleaning solution interacts with the already clean surfaces. Starting from the top prevents this issue, guaranteeing an even streak-free, beautiful finish that, again, your customers are going to love. Okay, so the next thing that I want you to think about is imagine that you are washing a brick house. And if you're starting from the bottom, the water, all the debris, all the dirt, all the nasty, it's going to get trapped in the crevices, right? Between the bricks, in the bricks, it's super porous. And this leads to the accumulation of a bunch of nastiness that you don't want there. So if you're washing from the top, you're basically ensuring that the runoff from what you're doing up on top carries away the dirt and the grime without leaving anything behind, right? None of the residual nastiness in those hard to reach places. And this means for you, less rinsing, less time. And time is so important. And we don't want to be working against ourselves. So, like, imagine if you're doing a big old house and it's got a multi story deck, or like that huge school job roof, the roof that we just did, multi levels at different heights. If we started at the bottom of those, right, you would spend a ton of unnecessary time and effort going back to clean all those sections that were affected by the runoff from up above. It's the same way with driveways, right? Do you start at the lowest point and work your way up? Of course not. So why would you do that on a house? Cleaning from the top saves time and energy. It allows you to move methodically through the entire job without repeating steps, right? Without working against yourself, without cleaning up stuff that you don't need to clean up if you do it right the first time. Again, I just think this is common sense. And look, I'm not a scientist, but I do think it's pretty obvious, and I think it's pretty clear that beginning the cleaning process from the top and working downward is a strategy that aligns with the principles of efficiency, safety, and gives you the best results. We're just working with good old Mother Nature here, right? The forces of nature. We're taking that, we're applying it to the house wash process, which is going to minimize potential issues. It's going to save us time and money. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys got a little bit out of it. If you didn't, then I apologize. Tell me in the comment section why I suck. But definitely get Quote IQ if you want one of those 28-point inspections and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And then, of course, we've got How to Wash. Use promo code HBA to get $100 off. And I appreciate you guys watching. So have a good day.